All right, what's up, guys? Mike D here. We're going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A type of thing today. I've got a question from a friend on Twitter about working out, so I'm going to answer that. But before I jump into that, real quick, morning weight today, 161.6 pounds. So I'm down another zero point 0.6 pounds from my low from the other day. So the cut's going well. Down 1.6 pounds this week so far, which means that's about 1% of my body weight, which depending on who you ask is probably pretty ideal. So tomorrow is going to be my next check-in with my coach, and we're going to find out if there's going to be any diet changes. I'm assuming he's going to be pretty happy with the progress, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. Tomorrow's also my high day, and I'm going to be doing a full day of eating tomorrow. But on to the question. So, what's up, Mike? Loving the new channel, bro. Thanks, man. Me too. I got a quick question if you don't mind. I used to lift weights here and there, but never really went hard with it. I haven't been to the gym in over a year, and now I'm around 220 pounds and pretty fat, but not like obese fat, LOL. Should I bulk first or cut? Thanks in advance, bro, and keep up the good work. All right, so first of all, it's going to depend on what your goals are, obviously. For everybody, it's going to be different. But there are a couple of things that I want to touch on here. The first one is, there's this magical phenomenon that you'll hear about in the bodybuilding space that people talk about all the time, but it's kind of like this unicorn that doesn't work for the vast majority of people. Most people are never going to find it. It's called recomping, which is pretty much when you lose body fat and you gain muscle at the same time. In like 99% of cases, this is something that you should never bother focusing on, because if you've been lifting for any period of time, it's just not the ideal way to lose weight or to gain weight. It's just basically going to make you spin your wheels. There are a couple of cases, putting aside people who use steroids for right now, we're not going to focus on that. There are a couple of cases for most people that recomping is actually somewhat effective. And those are if you're brand new to the gym and you've never worked out before, or if you used to lift weights and you had some muscle mass and you got that muscle memory, but you haven't been to the gym in so long and you've lost all that and now it's time to kind of gain it back. So in this scenario, I would say that recomping would be perfect for this person, at least for a short period of time, not forever. Let's say for the first 3 to 6 months or so. I would focus on a couple of things only. I wouldn't go too crazy trying to focus on the specific details, because being that it's been so long that you've been to the gym, I would say don't burn yourself out mentally trying to master, or how do they say, major in the minors. You should focus on a couple of key points here. The first one would be getting back in the gym 4 or 5 times a week. You don't even have to go crazy. Just look up on YouTube any beginner workout program, or you said you used to go to the gym, so you probably already know how to lift some weights. Hit everything at least once a week, 4 or 5 days, and that's going to be the first thing that I want you to focus on, because it's going to help you get that muscle memory going and get back some of that muscle that you've lost. In the meantime, I wouldn't go too crazy focusing on the diet yet. You could do that in a few months after you start to stall out on your beginner gains again. What I would do right now, everything that you're drinking every day, and I'm making some assumptions here because you said you're 220 pounds and pretty fat. I'm assuming your diet is not perfect, because if it was, you wouldn't be pretty fat right now, let's be honest, right? So I think it's a safe assumption to make that you probably drink sodas, juices, and things like that. Swap all those out for water. I want you to drink nothing but water. You could drink diet sodas, black coffee, and things like that. But all those times when you wake up and you chug a giant glass of orange juice and chocolate milk and, Mountain Dew throughout the day and whatever else you're drinking, swap that out for either water or diet soda, and preferably water. Just from making that change alone, you're going to see a huge difference in your progress. I guarantee you'll lose some weight. And the third thing that I want you to focus on is making healthy choices when it comes to dieting. So I'm not saying you need to count every macro yet. I think you should wait a few months before you start going crazy with that, because I don't want you to burn yourself out mentally. What I would do right now is just, first of all, make sure every meal you're getting a quality protein source. So chicken, beef, fish, eggs, things like that. And aside from that, whatever it is that you're eating, like, you don't have to go insane. Just make the healthier choice in whatever scenario that you find yourself in. So if you go out to a restaurant with your friends or your family and you have the choice between pizza, and you have the choice between a chicken salad. You know what? Let's not even say a chicken salad. Maybe that's too aggressive. You have the choice between pizza and, I don't know, a whole wheat sandwich with grilled chicken on it, and even, let's say, a side of French fries. It's pretty obvious which one of these is going to be the better choice. It's going to be the chicken sandwich because you're going to get some good protein there. You got some lean meat, which is the same thing as the protein. But overall, you're just not eating pizza and all these nasty things. It's not the greatest meal to have a chicken sandwich with some French fries on the side. But when you have to choose between that and pizza, just make the healthier choice. I guarantee if you do this and the other two things that I said for the next 3 months, you'll find yourself in a much better position. 3 months from now, when you find yourself at, let's say, 200 pounds instead of 220, and maybe the weight loss is starting to slow down a little bit, at that point, that's when you should probably really start to track every calorie that you take in and just be super mindful of everything that you do regarding your macros, your training, your calories. But you don't have to go too insane right away with that because you still have your beginner gains or your muscle memory to gain back. And you hear all the time in the bodybuilding world about tricking the body or keeping the body guessing, the body reacting to stimulus, and that's how you grow muscle or lose fat and things like that. Well, in your case, you're not training, you're eating like shit, you're most likely drinking all kinds of, who knows, soda, beer, juices, and whatever else. Tricking the body for you or creating a change that your body can react to is as simple as literally going to the gym and not eating like shit and drinking some water. Those 3 things alone are going to make your body be like, holy shit, I need to change fast. And over the course of 3 months, you're going to look like a different person. Now, this isn't going to last forever. You're going to have to make bigger changes after that. You're going to have to get more dialed in. But there's no need to focus on that just yet because you don't need to do anything crazy or intense to give your body a stimulus to react to. You don't need to start adding in drop sets and supersets and rest pause sets and making sure that every single gram of protein you get is from 99% lean turkey and whatever else. You don't need to do all that yet. Now, to touch on the should I bulk first or cut question in a more general context, maybe not so much directed at your specific situation, but just in general, there's another term that you'll hear a lot in the industry called insulin sensitivity. And that's basically the way that your body is going to react to your intake of carbohydrates and your insulin spike in the blood after you eat carbohydrates. And when you're fatter, your insulin sensitivity is trash. And what that means is, okay, let's take this a step back. In order for you to put on weight, you need to eat more calories than you burn every day. So let's say you burn 3,000 calories through your daily activity, just through eating and breathing and walking around and working out and all that. You need to eat, well, more than 3,000, but let's just say you eat 3,500 calories a day in order to gain some weight. Well, the extra 500 calories a day is 3,500 calories a week, which equates to roughly a pound of body weight. Now, your body stores energy in 3 different ways. You have glycogen stores, which is energy within your muscles for explosive movements like working out. You have fat stores, which is obvious what that is. And you have muscle. So you get protein synthesis, your body rebuilds muscle or grows new muscle. So those are the 3 ways that your body can store these extra calories. The fatter you are starting off when you're eating these extra calories, the more likely that most of those extra calories you eat are going to be converted to fat instead of muscle. The leaner you are, the more likely your body is to convert those extra calories into muscle instead of fat. So using just hypothetical numbers here, these aren't real numbers. Let's say you're 8% body fat and you're gaining a pound a week and you're working out hard, you're pushing yourself in the gym. Let's just say, for example, 80% of those calories that you take in get converted into muscle and the other 20% gets converted into fat. So over the course of a month, you gain 4 pounds and 3.2 pounds are muscle and 0.8 pounds are fat. Again, this is just a random example. It's not really going to be what it's like in real life. But now let's take this same person and say that they are 25% body fat. And let's just say another random example. It's the complete opposite. 3.2 pounds get converted into fat and only 0.8 pounds get converted into muscle. This is not the scenario that you want. And the way to make sure that you convert a higher percentage of your calories into muscle instead of fat is to get super lean first before you start your bulk, which is the exact reason why right now, even though I'm only 161.6 pounds, I'm still basically getting into contest ready shape before I start my bulk, because I want to make sure that I can bulk successfully for as long as possible. I don't want to just get fat and then after 6 or 8 weeks of bulking, I realize, holy shit, I got to stop this and cut because I'm putting on too much fat and I'm not gaining any muscle. So get lean first before you put on weight if you want to gain muscle optimally. And that's not the only factor to take into the equation here. You also have your hunger hormones, which are leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is a hormone that's produced by your fat cells, which tells your body that you're full or satiated. The more fat cells you have, or the more fat you have in your fat cells, the more leptin you're going to produce, and vice versa. The leaner you are and the less fat you have in your fat cells, the less leptin you're going to produce. So if you're super lean, your body is less likely to tell you, hey man, we're full, you can't eat anymore. And obviously, in order to grow and take in a lot of calories, you need to have an appetite. So having less signals from your body telling you that you're full when you're trying to bulk is going to be super helpful for you. And then you have the other hormone, which is ghrelin, which is the one that tells you that you're hungry. When you're super lean, this is going to skyrocket and it's going to tell your body that you're starving all the time, which is exactly what you want if you're trying to grow and put on muscle. So the leaner you are, there are so many factors that come into the equation. Basically, your entire body is in an optimal state to grow and build muscle. It's going to help you eat better. It's going to help you partition nutrients better. In other words, convert calories into muscle instead of converting them to fat. And you're just going to feel better and healthier. You don't want to be a fat fuck, right? So my advice in general, not to this specific person, my advice to him I already gave in the beginning, but my advice in general, if you're fat and you want to know whether I should bulk or cut first, there's your answer. I would definitely recommend getting lean before you start bulking. I think that's all I got for this question. Tomorrow's my high carb day. I'm going to do a full day of eating. I'm going to give you guys my check-in photos that I sent to my coach. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment and help me grow this channel. It's brand new. I'm trying to grow it. I would like to do this full time for you guys. If you enjoyed these videos, please help support the channel, support the algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.